A man suspected of driving under the influence goes on a rampage, damaging more than a dozen cars. Good evening, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us tonight. I'm Rosalind Giles. It is a story that has the whole town talking. A 30-minute wild and wacky ride in this green pickup truck ended with a dozen innocent bystanders holding some hefty repair bills. News Leader 9's Dante Renzulli spoke to some folks who helped restrain the out-of-control driver and bring him to justice.
Rosalind?
All right, Dante, unbelievable story. Thank you for that report. In other news tonight, Phoenix City firefighters rushed to the scene of a brush fire near a local charity. The fire started burning around 2:30 this afternoon in the woods behind Goodwill and the Department of Human Resources. That's near Highway 280. Volunteers had to bring water in a four-wheel drive vehicle to fight the fast-moving flames. The cause of the fire is still unknown. A Columbus mother is thanking firefighters for helping deliver her baby when she couldn't make it to the hospital in time. A newborn named Mason Brantley and his mother are doing well today. The bundle of joy caused his family to panic when he arrived more than a week earlier than expected. Mason's mother pulled into the fire department on Jake Road just 5 minutes after leaving for the hospital. She knew Mason was ready to make his debut.
We pulled into the parking lot and Lori jumped out. By the time they got out there and I laid down, he was there. I was in the driveway of the fire station. I'd have had him on the side of the road in the car within the next 5 minutes. I wouldn't have made it a mile away from the fire station.
Wow. She says firefighters had just returned from a call only moments before they arrived. Any sooner and no one would have been at the department to help her.
We'll be back with your full forecast, Rosalind, in a few minutes.
All right, thank you very much, Justin. The Coast Guard is putting out a request for Florida boaters to be on the lookout for 2 missing boys. Their father is accused of taking the children from their grandmother, then setting a sail in a 25-foot vessel. The children's parents did not have custody of them. Chip Osowski reports investigators believe the suspect with his wife and the 2 boys sailed out into the Gulf of Mexico.
Just expanding it now out into the Gulf of Mexico.
Now, investigators stress they are still hoping for a peaceful ending to the still developing situation. The Southside Ball Association in Birmingham held a tribute for Luke Brissett Saturday at the start of his funeral in Kansas. He's the 10-year-old boy and baseball fan who was killed when a flight information board fell on his family at Birmingham Shuttlesworth International Airport at 10:05 Saturday. A game in Avondale held a moment of silence in his memory. 10 children clutching balloons gathered on the pitcher's mound, then released 10 balloons, one for each year of Luke's life. One mom says she thought it was a fitting tribute to say goodbye.
We just thought this is the perfect place to honor him. I mean, he was a big sports fan, and that's what we're out here doing. We're playing baseball.
Is an appropriate setting to let the families, you know, we've got children approaching that age, and it was just an appropriate setting for us to stop and think and remember and lift up our prayers to Luke's family.
The incident at the airport is still under investigation by authorities. Happening now, thousands of basketball fans have converged on Atlanta for the NCAA Final Four games, but basketball wasn't the only event bringing people to town. Muse rocked a large crowd at Centennial Park Saturday night for free. Tonight, Sting and the Dave Matthews Band are set to take center stage. The Zac Brown Band and Ludacris were among other music groups participating in the weekend festivities. And speaking of March Madness, the NCAA Men's Championship game gets underway tomorrow between Michigan and Louisville. The Cardinals beat Wichita State 72-68 Saturday night in Atlanta, and fans back home in Louisville went wild. They ran into the streets at the University of Louisville. They cheered and blocked streets. Someone even set a couch on fire in a street off campus, but firefighters quickly put out the flames. Meteorologist Justin Logan joining us now with the check of our nice forecast. Another nice day today.
Yeah, another nice one. A few more clouds out there, but still didn't stop those temperatures from getting warm. Look at this into the mid.
Well, last night, Carly Mathis, Miss Georgia 2013, was crowned at the River Center. Well, she joins us now in our studios for an exclusive interview. Good afternoon to you, Carly.
Good afternoon.
So great to have you here. Well, let me start by saying, on behalf of all of us here at WTV, we want to say congratulations to you. What a great accomplishment.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Now, when you were standing there last night, of course, it was you and the first runner-up, and when you hear her name, at that very moment, you know that you have won the competition. What were you feeling at that very moment?
Well, actually, I was in the same position last year. I was first runner-up last year, so I knew what was going through her mind as well what was going through mine, the same thing. So I was actually thinking about my best friend in Connecticut who won Miss Connecticut last night as well, and I was just wondering if she had won, and I was so excited. So it was all a blur, but at the same time I was overwhelmed and thrilled and a little relieved at the same time that I was finally Miss Georgia.
Exactly, and the pressure was off. I know how that feels. Now, your platform is Heart Health, Heart Safety. I know this really hits home for you. Tell us why. I understand that some of your relatives have had some heart disease problems before.
Right. My grandfather died of heart disease, and actually 10 years before he died, he had a stroke where he lost his ability to speak. So I never remember him being able to tell me that he loved me or being able to speak to me, but he showed it, and really is why I am, so passionate about my platform. And then the same month that my grandfather died, my grandmother had a heart attack and had to have quadruple bypass surgery, and I actually had high cholesterol myself a few years ago. So it's something that really is, close to my heart, literally. And I hope that as Miss Georgia, I can spread the word about being heart healthy and why it is so important.
Sounds great. And I understand that you are also wanting to become a political or legal correspondent with a major news station.
Right.
Tell me what drove you to make this decision.
My dad is an attorney, so that's something I've grown up around, but I actually just graduated from the University of Georgia with a degree in digital and broadcast journalism, so I kind of wanted to combine both of my passions, and hopefully with the money that I have won being Miss Georgia, I will be able to start law school next fall.
Wow.
If I'm not Miss America. So,
awesome,
yeah.
Awesome. Now, you will compete in the Miss America pageant in September. Yeah. And I bet your mom is just elated because I understand that she was also competed as Miss Albany in 1985. And she also goes frequently to the Miss America pageants, and she will see you, her own baby, compete in September. How awesome is that?
It is so awesome. I remember my mom always going to Atlantic City every year, and I always wanted to go with her, and then it moved to Vegas. And the fact that it's back in Atlantic City, I couldn't be more excited to be one of the first Miss Georgias to compete there in a while, and hopefully I'll be able to bring the crown back to Georgia.
All right, Miss Carly Mathis, Miss Georgia, we wish you the best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming. They are. People are swarming inside the store right now, Barbara. We are at Spirit Halloween. This is in North Columbus on Whittlesey Boulevard, just near El Carrizo's restaurant. And I'll tell you, people are lined up buying their favorite costumes. I even picked up a few of the popular ones. I have here the Despicable Me and also, of course, the also popular Spider-Man. But what I found very interesting is take a look over here. You can see they have a haunted display, and it's very interesting. He's going to step on that for me, and I tell you, look at the bottom. If we can just kind of pull into this display right here, kind of give it a hard step. I have a little man over here helping me out. Watch it. See there?
For a long time. Rosalind?
Indeed, he will, Dante. Thank you for that story. Authorities in Russell County held an event today to help prepare the community in case disaster strikes. Russell County's Office of Homeland Security and Emergency Management hosted its Russell County Be Ready Day, an emergency preparedness fair. This event was free and aimed to help families review their personal safety plans for various disasters. Russell County Sheriff Heath Taylor says volunteers are the ones to thank in the community.
One of the reasons
Kelly is here now on this beautiful, beautiful, bright, sunny day here in Fort Justin, of course, on a day so far. The question is, though, is it going to stick around for Easter?
No, the rain is going to be headed this way.
All right, thank you very much, Derek. Well, the new Miss America was crowned just a few minutes ago in Atlantic City. I want to say congratulations to Miss New York, but Miss Georgia Carly Mathis made us very proud, winning the swimsuit competition during the preliminaries. But tonight, we have Columbus's very own star, first runner-up to Miss America 2009 and Miss Georgia 2008. Chastity Hartman Smith. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, very good to have you here tonight. Now, you competed on that same stage. Well, actually, you were in...
I was in Vegas.
In Vegas, not Atlantic City. I remember the night so very well. What is it like being there? I know it's a lot of stress, a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it is, but it's a wonderful opportunity. Honestly, my Miss America experience was something that I'll never forget. I was surrounded by so many powerful, intelligent, beautiful young women, and so I'll never forget that.
Of course. Now, when you make it into the finals, you make it into the top 10, what goes through your mind when your name is called and you know you got to really step up your game?
Right.
Your word is banquet. Determined. Ballet. Restaurant.
Restaurant. R-E-S. Articulate. P.